Arts programme is the in-house arts programme for Derby hospitals, which covers both Royal Derby Hospital and London Road Community Hospitals. Air Arts was set up in 2007 as a way of easing the transition from the old Derbyshire Royal Infirmary Hospital to the new site here. The arts programme began by looking really at the visual arts, by putting arts on the walls, and also looking at how to enhance the whole environment. So we were looking at the colour scheme of the building, the courtyard areas, putting sculptures in, murals in departments. So it all started off very, very visual. As the programme grew, we started doing music performances, so we introduced live music performance in public spaces around the buildings and also on some of the ward areas as well. Air Arts is part of Derby Hospital's charity, so it is funded entirely by public funding and through the hospital's own charitable trust fund and through public donations. The Engage project came around as a natural next step for the programme. We were looking at providing a reassuring, welcoming environment, and then we wanted to do some work to provide that environment for the patients directly on the wards as well.
The aims of the Imaginarium are to involve patients and staff and visitors in a relaxing and fun workshop that is using story, music, shadow projection, props, costumes and anything else we can lay our hands on to create stories and tell stories imaginatively, and to shift people out of the environment for a little while, enable them to relax, lift their spirits and hopefully feel a little bit more positive. The overall aim of the Imaginarium is to provide a space for people to take some time out to relax, and for patients, visitors and staff to engage together and bring back a little of the holistic care that many staff say is missing nowadays.
I was feeling a little bit down this morning, and when somebody came along and said this was going to happen, would I like to go? And somehow, as soon as I got with you all, I felt different. Well, I'm one who says my prayers, and I just thought, oh, I've been answered. Well, after that this morning, I fancied I could face the world again.
We've got a lady in there who's particularly creative and has really struggled to do anything, so she's really enjoyed it and appreciated us being her extra hands, essentially, because she's only got one, but with us she has three.
For me, I didn't think I could do anything like that. I've enjoyed this very much, yeah.
One of the key impacts has been that patients have fed back, but by the end of the programme they've come to a realisation that the pain isn't them, they are not the pain is separate to them. I remember one particular patient, she was quite hesitant about getting involved in any form of creativity at the beginning of the programme, particularly creative writing. And by the end of the programme, she came up to me and was happy to share that she's actually been writing to a pain. And that process of writing to a pain has made her feel a lot better.
The project was born out of a consultation that we had with patients and staff at the Macmillan unit about their favourite songs or favourite jokes that we could incorporate into the pantomime. And this year it's the Snow Queen. Ooh.
Oh yes it will.
Oh no you won't.
It's so great that we're able to have the opportunity to perform in front of patients when they might not be feeling at their best, and see if we can bring a bit of laughter and cheer. It just lifts their spirits, and people say to us in sort of feedback, thank you so much, you've made me smile, thank you so much, you've made me have a moment with my family that's beyond just the medical care that they're getting.
And don't it feel good?
The aim of the project was to look at how we could alleviate boredom bedside for patients, and we chose to do this through inventing an interactive board game. Oh, I think that was a 6. Patients have said things like that it really brightened up their day, that it made them smile, that it made them enjoy being in hospital more, and that it really helped them to engage their brain and realise that it was still working.
The impact has been really positive. I've seen tired, frail, elderly patients come into a session, and within 5 minutes of the music playing and starting to move, people have become lively and animated, and it's just kind of wonderful to share in that moment of kind of being alive, really.
A specific challenge of working in this hospital in this acute setting is that we have a lot of very poorly patients here. So the artists have had to be extremely flexible with their work, not only in the time when they're going to do the work, but also in the activities, so they can accommodate and work with a number of patients who are at different stages of their illness.
The therapy team on the stroke unit have been involved with Air Arts to look at how we can incorporate music into our therapy sessions on a day-to-day basis. We've had some teaching sessions from a music therapist in order to build our skills on basic music therapy techniques that we can incorporate into our practice.
We've seen a clear shift in staff's ability to feel confident in using music therapy approaches within their work. Staff are now proactively getting together to ensure the work that we've done together in training is embedded further and flourishes within the hospital.
This is an amazing project to be part of. There's a huge evidence base out there for the use of music in stroke recovery, and I feel that the more skills that we can learn as a therapy team, the better our outcomes for our patients will be.
What we found from talking to patients and visitors is actually the pieces of art we've got around the organisation helps them to just kind of dilute their anxieties when they're coming onto the hospital site. It gives them something to look at and it actually makes it feel less clinical.
What it does is it allows us to take a different dimension into patient experience, and people find it wonderful.